Hello, Gabe Heller here, Hohenzollern on YouTube and How Now Brown Couch on Twitch. And I have created a new mod pack. It is an update of an old mod pack called Rainbow Robot. This is Rainbow Robot for Minecraft 1.12.2. And you might want to know how to install it. It's not exactly a simple process if you've never installed a mod pack before. And we want people to install it who've never installed mod packs before because it is kind of a beginner's mod pack. It's not too hard, but there's a lot of fun stuff in it. So, you'll need, very first thing, you'll need an account. So to do that, you open up your browser, Minecraft.net. So this is where you buy Minecraft Java Edition. You need the Java Edition to play this mod pack. It looks like it's on sale at the moment for $26.95. I seem to remember I paid $30 for it. Interestingly, it just says PC and Mac, but the Java Edition will run on Linux, which is what I'm running here. I'm running Ubuntu. So you'll need to buy Minecraft. I've already bought Minecraft, so I'm not going to go through the steps for that. You then need to go to technicpack.net. Okay, and you'll need to get the launcher. If you click on Get the Launcher, it says it features easy mod pack installs, which is what you want. It's time to get started. Pick your operating system. You notice Linux is one of the options here. This may be the only way to play Minecraft for Linux anymore, is to do it via the Technic Launcher. This is different depending upon your operating system, so I'm not going to go into the details, but obviously click your operating system and follow the details from there. The other thing you're going to want to do, go back to the main Technic Pack page. You can also browse the mod packs. And if you search the mod packs for Rainbow Robot, you will find two mod packs. The first one is the one you want. It is the new one. This is the old one. This is the new one. Click on the new one, and if you click on Help, it'll give you a link to download the other thing you need, which is Java. It's a Java-based game. This is the Java edition of Minecraft. So, you will notice there is a list of a bunch of operating systems here. Got a couple of different options. I'm not entirely sure which one is better. I think we're running an older version than either of these, so hopefully that means that these will both work for you. The most important thing is that you need to get a 64-bit edition. So it should say X64 at the end here. Whatever link you click on, make sure it says X64. If you don't get the 64-bit version, if you get the x86 version, then you will be limited to something like 1 gigabyte or maybe 2 gigabytes of memory. In any case, it's not enough to load this mod pack or any large mod pack. So make sure you get the x64 version of Java. Once you've downloaded Java and then installed it, and again, that's different for each operating system, so I'm not going to go into it here. Once you've installed that and the Technic Launcher, you should be able to run the Technic Launcher. Now, my icon is broken, so I'm going to have to run it from here, but I've made a little batch file. Technic.sh. There we go. And it says java-jar techniclauncher.jar. So that's what you should be able to do. If nothing else works, this should work. Java-jar techniclauncher.jar. Hopefully it'll make an icon for you, and hopefully that icon will work. Doesn't at the moment make a working icon in Linux, but it should in Windows and hopefully also in Mac. Okay, so now we have run the Technic Launcher. Excellent. You'll type in the username and password that you got when you signed up for a Minecraft account. Now, I have an old style login. Yours will probably be forced to be your email address or a valid email address that you've used to create the account. Okay, then if we go to mod packs here, you'll see I still have it, but you won't have it show up necessarily, so you'll need to search for it. Rainbow Robot up here. Okay, and there it is, Rainbow Robot for 1.12.2. So you click on it, and you click Install. There we go. Now, while you're downloading this rather large zip file, because it's got a lot in it, you're going to want to, if you have enough memory, you're going to want to, for certain, download some extra things that we are not allowed to distribute, but that make your experience better. One of them is the rest of the textures. So we provide a bunch of textures that we created. They are based on a pack called Soartex Fanver. So if you search for Soartex Fanver, you'll get to Soartex Home. There you go. And these are the ones we're not allowed to distribute, but they work very well with the ones that we are distributing. Downloads is what we want. We'll start with vanilla. You want to get the one that's for Minecraft version 1.12.2. This is the most recent version for that, version 4.1.1. So we'll download that. Okay, and it takes us one of these pages where we have to wait for a download to begin. Looks like the other download is already finished. That's excellent. But in the meantime, let's finish downloading these things. So we'll save this file, soartexfanver.zip. Good. Alrighty. then we want to go back. Under the downloads link, we have Universal as well. Okay. So then for 1.12.2, we have modded Universal version 1.0.1. We'll also download that. And once again, we need to wait for the download to begin. Save the file. You can watch it download here. There it is going. The other thing that you're going to want to download that we are not allowed to distribute is Optifine. So if you go to Google search again and look for Optifine, there we go, there's Optifine, optifine.net. We want to go once again to downloads. Now this is version 1, Minecraft 1.12.2, so that's what we got here. And E2 is actually the most recent version, which is what we have been using. So we go to download again. And looks like they have made the download process a little nicer since last time I made one of these videos. There was an awful lot of annoying ads. There we go. Looks like there's already an annoying ad. Back again, but it's a real ad. It's not one of those fake click on these ads to, I don't know, to get bad stuff installed on your computer that you have to figure out how to skip. It's not one of those. It's just an ad for Minecraft, so thank goodness for that. Okay, has the download finished? Yes, it has. Okay. So, now here we have the new mod pack. It's been installed, but we need to go and put these new files in that we downloaded. Click on Modpack options here and open. It will open your Modpack folder. You'll also want your downloads folder open. This is different depending on your operating system, but it's pretty easy in Linux, as you just saw me do. Okay, so what do we have now? In resource packs, we want to put Sortex Fanver Modded Universal and Sortex Fanver. There we go. Now you'll notice that because I've downloaded versions of these in the past, it has put little numbers at the end of the file. It shouldn't do that for you if you haven't done that, but if you have, and it puts little numbers at the end of the file, you got to make sure you remove those. Otherwise, because it's set up to use these by default. So if you don't, then it won't find them and you'll have to put them in by hand, and it takes a long time to load a texture pack, so you probably want to avoid that. Okay, the other thing is we have a mod. Optifine 1.12.2 HDUE2. So we're going to put that in the mods directory. You'll notice first I was in the resource packs directory, now I'm in the mods directory, and I'm putting in Optifine. There we go. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is check the launcher options. You want to be sure that under Java settings you have selected 6 gigabytes or more of memory. Now all I have is 6 gigabytes, so that was our limit for the mod pack. It still requires these Java args. I'm going to zoom in on the screen here so you can see what they are. It's dash capital X, lowercase mx, 4 capital G, space, dash capital X, lowercase mn, 2 uppercase G, space, dash 2 capital X's, colon, capital P perm, capital S size equals 256 lowercase m, and then space, doesn't actually on the next line, this is one big long line that's split across lines, dash capital X, colon, capital M max, capital P perm, capital S size equals 512M. Without these, it just doesn't run. Also make sure that in case you have 2 different versions of Java, these are actually both the same version of Java, but in case you had installed an old one in the past, make sure that it's using the new one you just installed from Sun's website. Well, we've gone through all of that. We should be able to run the mod pack. Now, I am using up all of my memory to run this mod pack, so I'm going to close everything that's running in the background. Hopefully your PC is better than mine, but if it isn't, you do have some options, which I'll show you later in the video. Okay, so here we go. Let's play the mod pack. This takes a long time for me to load. Now, it's possible that this large amount of memory usage may be due to some problems in some of the mods that we've included, and we're working on updating those versions of mods to more recent versions. But once we had a working pack, we figured this was the time to start it, send it out to you guys as soon as it was working. One of the 2 things that will happen at this point is you will either get a black screen or you'll get your desktop there. You won't be able to do anything with it. This is the last phase of loading. I'm not sure why it has to be after the splash screen that tells you all about the loading. I suspect that if you have more than 6 gigs, this will go a lot faster. So why did we create this this mod pack, this Rainbow Robot mod pack? We had been playing using the Attack of the B-Team mod pack, and the thing that we liked about it was there was a good mix of magic and technology. It had witchery in it, but it also had thermal expansion. It also wasn't gigantic mod pack for its time. There was also a pack that had come out. We had some trouble running it, so we had to make our own, but it was called the Rain Tech Balanced Pack, and it was based on the same idea. We wanted to have both magic and technology in the pack without it being so large that no one could run it. We made a version of this for 1.7.10, but then 1.8.9 came out, and a lot of the mods that were in our pack were not available for 1.8.9, so we made another pack called Robot Rainbow, which was just a one-time thing, and we played that pack for about a year. But we wanted to get back to our old Rainbow Robot world with 1.12.2, and a lot of the mods started coming out again. So we made this mod pack. One of the hardest things was to get the world to load. There's a blog about it that you can have a look at. There are links to it on the Rainbow Robot Technic.net page. If you have some old worlds from the old Rainbow Robot 1.7.10 pack, it is possible to load them into 1.12.2, but I've only done it for our recording world. I can't guarantee it'll work for your world. It is a complex process. You'll need to download and compile and run some code that I have written. That's the state of things at the moment. Okay, the mod pack is loaded, but if there's a lot of interest, and in general it's hard to load 1.7.10 worlds into 1.12.2 if they're modded, if there's some interest in that, and it shows up on the blog, I may try and make it into an actual application that you can download and run, that you don't have to compile and all of that. But for now, it's only been used for one world, and that was all that was necessary. There was a lot of coding that was necessary. But all that coding is done now. It's just not in the form of a nice, easy-to-use app. It's a bunch of little utilities that you have to run and a bunch of little steps you have to follow. Okay, well, so here we are. And what first we'll probably want to do is create a single-player world. Now, if you only have 6 gigabytes like we do, you may have some trouble the first time you try to create a world. You may notice that you get out-of-memory errors. Hopefully it won't quit on you. It does occasionally quit on us, and then we have to start over, load the mod pack over. Nope, we have actually crashed this time. Okay, so that means we're going to need to reload the mod pack. And what you do when you crash is make sure you restart the launcher. This is what I've had a lot of trouble with when it crashes. So I'm restarting the launcher with my little batch file that I told you about before, which is java-jar techniclauncher.jar. Relog in. Hello, cat. I don't think there's any way that you can help, but thank you for your support. Alright, here we are, and we are trying again. Notice the world has already been partially created, so this time we only have to load it. Hopefully this will go better. So now we're getting the message shutting down internal server. And hopefully, after this, it will simply give us an error saying that it ran out of memory, and then we'll get to try again. There we go. Out of memory. Minecraft has run out of memory. This could be caused by a bug in the game, by the Java virtual machine not being allocated enough memory. Well, we allocated all the memory we had. So, you may think when you get this error that you're screwed, you can't run the mod pack. But in fact, all you have to do is try again. To prevent level corruption, the current game is quit. We've tried to free up enough memory to let you go back to the main menu and back to playing, but this may not have worked. Please restart the game if you see this message again. Aha, but we will not see this message again. At least I hope we won't. I've never seen that message twice. So once again, we simply try to load the world. I don't know what's different this time. I guess perhaps the "we have tried to free up enough memory" has freed up some memory that wasn't freed up before. Don't know what that memory is or what it's doing or why it wasn't necessary before. But here we are in the world. The world is loaded. Excellent. And here we are in a nice plains area by an ocean. As you can see, we have 4 books in our inventory. We have World Domination with Open Blocks, the Forester's Manual, which is new. Forestry didn't have a manual before. The Astral Tome, which is the manual for Astral Sorcery. And Materials in You, as usual, the book from Tinkers. So I think all of the Tinkers books have been combined into one big book now. There we go. Don't know what the downloading statistics was about, but you can see here's all the stuff you would ever need to know about Tinkers, all in one gigantic book. Cool. So here we are. Let's play a little bit since we spent that much time loading it, just to show you that just the fact that it, is using up basically all the memory on the computer doesn't mean that it runs poorly. I'm getting very nice high frame rates, nearly 60 FPS, though you can only see up to 30 with my capture device, but even so, doing quite well. We have now got some food in the world that is just right there where you can pick it. So you don't have to worry about making a farm right away if you just want to have a little food so you can explore without worrying about things. You can see there are some plants here from Rustic as well. We've got some horsetails. I believe we can plant them back. Yep, and grow more horsetails. So I have the Botania flowers that we're used to having. What is this? Wild thistle, another rustic plant. Now, we no longer have the Project Red deviating lilies. They have been removed from Project Red, so we couldn't have them even if we wanted them. But one of the things we do have instead is this Black Lotus, which you can at least use to get black dye. There we go. Which is one of the harder dyes to get, so that's nice. Here, I believe, is a coffee tree, or coffee bush. The texture is very similar. Well, we made it. The texture is very similar to an oak tree, but has little red dots in it to let you know. We've got coffee seeds here, but it looks like we're going to need to plant those in tilled ground, so there's no point in planting them now. Another thing that you will see that grows along the shore is rice. Rice can be picked and eaten and planted again later, once you have a hoe. There we go. We also have better foliage, which gives us some of these interesting things that grow in the water that aren't actually there. You can't actually harvest them or anything, they're just decorative. But it also makes trees round, which is new. We had this in our 1.710 pack. Sorry, our 1.89 pack, but we didn't have it in the 1.710 pack. So this may be new to you if you didn't play any Robot Rainbow, if all you've ever played is Rainbow Robot. Yes, the trees are round, and you can see the leaves stick out a little bit past the edges to make the trees look a little more round. Let's chop down a tree. Let's punch a tree. It's time to do punching of trees because it's Minecraft. Another mod that we added to the pack that we enjoyed a lot from 1.8.9 was backpacks. Backpacks adds backpacks, obviously, and ways to restore those backpacks should you die with them on, but it also adds the ability to right-click on a crafting table to craft 3x3 recipes, which is one of the most useful things I have ever seen. And I'm so glad that it is here. One of the additions to this since 1.8.9 is you can now shift-click recipes into the crafting grid that you get when you right-click with crafting table. You weren't able to do that in 1.8.9. But now backpacks and JEI are properly integrated, and you can shift-click recipes into your crafting grid that you get by right-clicking on a crafting table. There we go. We've chopped down a tree. We've got some wood. Excellent. We've got an axe. Let's plant that tree back just to be a good citizen here. Don't need all these books in our hotbar. There it is. And chop down a few more trees before we're done. One of the things you may have noticed is this swamp over here is an odd color. I believe that is because this is a corallium-infested swamp. Yes, this is one of the biomes that is added. You can see that This is one of the biomes that's added by Abyssalcraft. You'll find all kinds of weird things in Abyssalcraft biomes. Corallium-infested swamp is probably the safest of the ones added by Abyssalcraft. If you see yourself in a Darklands biome, you probably don't want to build your base there. You'll probably find some weird things there you don't want to deal with. As you can see, we still have dimension doors, and they still work. Here is a dimension door. There you go. You can go through there into a dimensional dungeon if you want and explore it for loot. But be careful, because they're dangerous as always. We have a new kind of beehive here, as well as the old kind. This is from Rustic. There we go. I haven't messed with these beehives at all, so I'm not going to take a chance. Let's head back out of the Corallium Swamp before we chop down some more trees. Now, I don't have a lot of time to do this. I don't have a lot of space. I wasn't expecting to make a long video, but I just wanted to show off a few of the new neat things that are in the Modpack now. Oh, marshmallow. You also know there are these, notice these are tall yellow flowers. They are actually canola, not regular yellow flowers. They can also be harvested for seeds and things. Okay. You will also notice that the map program that we have is only showing you biomes. This is one of the things that we've discovered. When you get low on memory, you will not get the details of the world, only the biomes, which is why we turned the biomes on, because otherwise the map was just completely blank. And we've not been able to figure out how to fix this. It may simply be due to low texture memory, so perhaps if your card has more texture memory, you won't run into this particular problem. But there is something you can do about it, which I will show you later. It is the same thing that you do if you are trying to run with less memory in general, or less texture memory. And it unfortunately means getting rid of all of these nice high-res textures. But, you know, you want to play the mod pack, you don't have enough memory, just disable the textures and it should be fine. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment here. But let's at least build ourselves a shelter and get ourselves safe in this world before we move on to trying to load the pack again with less memory. Oh, the grass got in the way. As you can see, we have tree capitation. One of the new features actually is you can hold down shift when chopping down a tree. You have to hold it down before you start, but that will only break one block. So if you just want to break one block at a time, just hold down shift or sneak, the sneak key, if you're using something to which it has something on which it has been rebound. Oh, this is ironwood. No wonder it's taking so long to harvest. Ironwood is a new tree that's added by Rustic. There are ways to get small amounts of iron from ironwood. It drops these little iron berries, which can be panned, I believe, in a similar process to panning for gold. You'll notice that there are fish here in the water. That is new. You can kill them and eat them for food right away if you're low on food. You'll also notice that some of the animals, not all of them, but some of them, are a little fancier than they were before. Unfortunately, we weren't able to fit textures in for all the fancy new animals. But these are particular pigs. These are American Yorkshire piglet and an American Yorkshire sow. And if you want to breed pigs more detailed fashion than you normally do in Minecraft, you can breed those pigs. But there is still a probability that normal Minecraft mobs will spawn if you need them for any particular purpose. So, there we go. Let's build a little shelter and call it good. Here's a nice high area where we should be able to see zombies coming from miles away. Hopefully it's not too near the Corallium-infested swamp, but I don't intend to spend a lot of time in this world anyway. This is just a demonstration for how to install and use the Modpack. We've got some berry plants here nearby, so they should have some berries on them pretty soon. And hopefully that means we won't run out of food, along with all this rice and other things that we have gotten. Okay, we've got 40. That's not a lot. It's going to be a pretty small house, I think. Let's make it 3 by 3. We should have enough to make it 3 by 3. Inside, that is. 3 by 3 on the outside would be very small on the inside. I always like to make it 4 tall, so I have room to jump inside. Nope, we don't have enough wood. Oh well. I think I'm going to stop there. I'm running out of time, and I want to show you how to install and play the mod pack with less memory. The limit for our old mod pack was 5 gigabytes. There are ways to run it with 4. You can also run this mod pack with 4 gigabytes, and the reason is because it has Tinkers in it. Tinkers is very texture-heavy mod. We didn't put tickers in our 189 pack, and that meant we could put like 5 or 6 other mods in and not run out of texture space. But that means that there are lots and lots of textures in the pack, and disabling them makes a big difference. Let's go into Modpack Options and open the folder. And if you simply go into your Resource Packs folder and just move all this somewhere else. I'm going to move it onto my desktop for now. Oh, looks like there's already some stuff there, so let's cancel. Let's make a folder. Let's be a little neater about it. We'll call it Texture Backup. You could just delete these if you don't think you'll ever want them, but I'm going to show you how to not have to delete them. There we go. Now, you may have to delete them again if you ever update the pack. In addition, you may also have to re-download or reinstall the ones that you downloaded, Sortex Fanware, Modded Universal, and Optifine, because it may very well delete them when it updates the pack. This has been known to happen. Okay, but for now we're just disabling all of the texture packs. The next thing we need to do is disable a number of the mods. Now, none of these mods will prevent you from connecting to servers that are running Rainbow Robot 1.12.2. So, let's see, we need to disable Better Foliage. I'm just going to drag these into the same texture backup folder. There's Better Foliage. We need to disable Dynamic Surroundings. There it is, Dynamic Surroundings. Didn't quite go in the folder, did it? There we go. We need to hello? That was weird. We wanted to move it. There we go. Yes, replace, please. Okay, good. We want to disable Hwyla. Now, some of these you may be able to run with, depending on how much memory you have available. But to be sure that you will run, you need to disable all of these. Now, you can then pick and choose and reintroduce them one at a time until it stops working, if you want. But this is what I've been able to determine. Optifine also needs to be disabled. So there's no recipe book. The recipe book is a mod that makes things work better with JEI so that you don't have 2 copies of all the recipes. And if it doesn't work the first time, looks like I have to actually move it again because it didn't get moved the first time. It got copied. Weird. Okay, and sound filters. There's sound filters. Okay, is that the whole list? There aren't any more at the bottom of the list. Yes, there are. While Harvestability and ZZ Light Loader. So I only put the ZZ in front of it so that it would load last. While Harvestability. There we go. Okay. Let's play. Now, we are thinking of adding ruins to the pack soon. You should also be able to disable ruins if having it enabled causes problems. But then, of course, you won't have any ruins in your single-player worlds. But yeah, this is also something you might want to do if you simply don't want to put up with the long load times and you don't so much care about all of the decorative things, the fancy textures and the connected textures. If you would rather have a quick load time, then there we go. See, that was really fast. Look, the black screen only lasted like 3 seconds. Okay, so we should be able to both load our original single-player world without any error messages saying that blocks are missing. Dynamic surround. Oh, okay, so these are not blocks. These are sound events. Sound events can be missing. That's fine. Let's say yes. Yeah, so if you don't want to put up with long load times and you don't really care about fancy textures, or if you don't have very much memory, this is how you get the pack to load. So you can still play with everybody else. And here we are in our world. It is not as fancily textured as it was before, but there it is. It is all loaded. We're having just a few loading glitches here at the beginning, a little bit of loading lag, but once it's all loaded, it should be good. Yep, there it is. Ta-da, we have a world. We're getting really high frame rates. Excellent. We loaded it with 3.5 gigabyte setting on the Java. So, sorry, on the Technic Launcher. So, yay for that. You should also be able to connect to our recording server, even though it's running with the full complement of mods. So if you get onto our recording server, to do so, just simply contact my wife at a.new.ecliptic@gmail.com and just, introduce yourself, say why you want to play on the server, and let her know your home city. Then we'll probably add you to the server. We're looking for some people to play on the server with us. Or if someone else starts a server, in any case, you should be able to connect. As you can see, we can connect using the settings that I just showed you. And here we are at our Twilight base. Again, it's going to take a little bit for the world to load. There we go. The world is loading. And here is our Twilight Forest base. We can go outside and look at our Botania setup. Getting some more lag here, but there's a lot to load at our base. There we go. Ta-da! It's all set up and everything is great. So yeah, that's how you get the Modpack to load if you don't have as much memory, or if you just want to load it quickly and you don't want the you don't care about the fancy textures. Obviously, we do, because we're recording videos for YouTube and we want them all to look good. Okay, well, that's it. Hope you enjoy the new Rainbow Robot Modpack for Minecraft 1.12.2.